So you're getting ready to post, you have spent an hour of your time curating the perfect photos so that everyone will love you and everyone will comment and everyone will tell you you're amazing, but does it make sense for your business and your strategy, especially if you want to turn this post into a Facebook ad? Well, in this video, I am going to talk you through the types of posts that perform really well on Facebook, especially given recent algorithm updates. And I'm also going to talk you through the best approach if you decide to run a Facebook ad, whether you should be using photo, video, all of that good stuff, and how to really crush it. Okay, so let's do it. But before we get started, I want you to know how to subscribe to this channel. There is a red button that you can click below. It has the word subscribe on it. Almost forgot what word that was. And when you click on it, then you will be subscribed to the channel. You'll always get updates whenever we post new videos. You'll be the first person to know. Also be sure to click the bell to get notifications, all right? We are here in Smither Park in Houston, Texas, which is an awesome outdoor sculpture park. So you will see us intermittently throw in some really cool B-roll from our shoot this morning. We had a lot of fun. We hope you really enjoy it. So first, let's talk through the 4 types of posts that tend to do really, really well on Facebook, okay? Number 1 is personal stories. People are on Facebook to be connected to their friends and family. They want to hear story. They want to hear personal sharing. They want to hear you talk about the ups and downs of what's really, really going on, okay? An example that I use a lot from my personal life is that I used to be really overweight. One of the reasons I'm really passionate about health and fitness businesses is that I have lost about 105 pounds and I've kept it off for about 15 years. So that makes a really big difference for me on a day-to-day basis. And by sharing that gets way, way more response and way more interest and clarity on why I'm doing what I'm doing, okay? So think for yourself, what are some of those really interesting personal shares from my life that I can tap into to create more powerful posts? Number 2 is helpful content. So rather than only selling yourself and only asking for advice, if you have some content be more about give, more about adding value to people so that they have the experience of consuming a post or consuming a status that you've written or a video that you've posted and really getting a lot out of it, you're going to train people to want to consume more of your content on a regular basis and want to follow you, okay? Someone who does this very, very well, Jordan Syatt. He's Gary Vaynerchuk's personal trainer. He even runs Facebook ads that are just adding value. They are not necessarily selling anything. They are just getting information in front of an audience and ensuring that you get information and value that you're really, really looking for. So that is number 2, helpful content. Number 3 is earned media or any kind of publicity. If you have had a TV spot, if you did a live interview, anything like that, that is super duper valuable in terms of both a regular Facebook post and also it's really effective as a Facebook ad because while you have a sponsored post that you are paying for and people know that you are paying to get in front of them, you have that publicity piece, that earned media that gives you credibility and adds value, and it totally makes sense that you want to share that because you were on TV and that's really, really exciting. You can also do this if you have articles that get published, maybe you get posts published or get quoted in a magazine, something like that, or even if you did something like a podcast interview. So sharing any kind of earned media or publicity tends to get a lot of interest and a lot of excitement out of people. So look for where you can get that information. If you've been on TV in the past and you don't have access to the clip, you can try to track down the clip. There are several different websites that allow you to mine past TV clips. You could also potentially reach out to your contact at the TV station to find that clip. And then number 4 is invitations, all right? So people need to hear the invitation multiple times for it to even really go into their brain, all right? If you have an event that's coming up, maybe you have a class with a live DJ, or you just want to invite people to come to class with you and you post your weekly schedule, then you want to be able to post that on a regular basis. You want to be posting that multiple times to help remind people again and again and again. It's not naggy. If you're really adding value to people, then they can't wait to hear about it. And if they didn't want to hear about it, they would have unfollowed you anyway. So the people that are hearing about it, they want to hear from you, and it's not naggy to be posting on a regular basis. Hey, I've got this coming up and I would love to see you there. If you have any questions, let me know. So what often comes up is, should I use a photo or should I use a video? In most cases, I suggest that you use a video, okay? A video is more engaging, it's gonna get in front of more people, it gives you an opportunity to show off your personality, and it doesn't need to be the most professional production that has ever existed, okay? People, again, are on Facebook to connect with their friends and family, and their friends and family are not sharing professional grade video on a regular basis, so you don't need to either, okay? An advantage to using an image is if you want to put your, if you just want to remind people of what you're doing, just keep in mind that an image is not going to get in front of as many people. An image is also nice because it allows you to show up professional, it can be very clean, it can be very, very crisp, and you don't have to worry so much about, oh, was there something in the shot, or is this high quality enough video, all of that stuff. Okay, now if you're running a Facebook ad that will have a button to click, there are 5 different sections that have words on them that you need to know about. That way you don't put the wrong information in the wrong section, or you don't put a whole crap load of words into a section where they're gonna get cut off and your message isn't gonna get across, okay? So there are 5 sections. Number 1, the text, the actual status of your Facebook ad or your Facebook post. Keep in mind that on mobile, after you get to either 6 or 7 lines of your Facebook status, the rest of it is gonna get cut off. So I really recommend that you get the point across in those first few lines, okay? So that's number 1, your text. Number 2 and number 3 are actually very similar. It's the website URL and the display URL. So the website URL, you have to give that. That is what the button is going to take people to. The display URL is optional, and the display URL will show in your ad. You have the option to have it say something else or something similar, okay? So just keep that in mind. Those are 2 different things. The one that really matters is the website URL. That's what matters on the back end. Then you have your headline. This was recently updated with Facebook. Your headline is going to be not a whole lot of characters. You want to get the point across in 6 or 7 words in your headline. It's bolded, it's underneath your video or your image. If you do more than that, it's going to get cut off on a phone, and most people are experiencing your ads through mobile anyway. So have the headline be very, very short. And then finally, number 5, you have the news feed link description. This is the small amount of text that goes under the headline in a Facebook ad. You also want this to be pretty short. It's only a few words long on mobile. It can be a little bit longer on desktop, and if you want your ad to be desktop only, but just keep that in mind that the description is actually not a place that you want to be describing a whole lot of information, because the vast majority of it is going to get cut off, and it looks cleaner and tighter to have it be a very short call to action or exclamation of some kind that will make people want to click the button and see more. One other thing to take in consideration with a video is if you have a video that is an explainer video, kind of like this one, you really, 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 really want to put captions on your video, okay? The reason why is that about 90% of people watch videos on Facebook with the sound off. Even if they are watching for several seconds, or even if they start to get really engaged, they continue to watch with the sound off. So you want to put captions on your video, that way you can get the point across in those, okay? So if you're doing any kind of direct-to-camera video, kind of like this one, you always want to have captions on it for that reason. One other thing to consider with images is that there is what is called the 20% text rule. So if your image has more than 20% text on it, Facebook will reduce its reach, or it will not allow you to run the ad at all, okay? There is a tool called Grid that I keep bookmarked, and I have thrown in the description below this video that you can always use to reference. You can quickly upload an image, and Facebook will tell you whether it fulfills the 20% text rule or not. It will tell you if you get full reach, reduced reach, or no reach. You're paying for ads, so always create images that will give you full reach and give you the full bang for your buck. So that is it. So that is how to make your posts pop a little bit more. And then if you're interested in the advertising side, how to ensure that your ads are crisp and tight and clean, and you're really getting your money's worth out of those ads, okay? Again, the biggest thing is to be engaging. Remember that Facebook is a platform for friends and family, and so you want any kind of communication, any kind of advertising, whether free or paid, that you're doing to really reflect that in terms of vibe and in terms of how your ad feels, okay? That is it. Check out this full guide in the description below. There's a link, and I will see you in the next video.